Nothing like a laughy good time. So I wanted to do something a little bit different for this video. I actually had an absolutely fantastic raid during the course of this raid on woods today. Oh! Sturm alarm is up! You love to see it. You love to see it. Now, it doesn't look like much, but I want to set the scene for you first. Should have brought a PU scope for the My PMC isn't allowed to wear armor. See, there's this task that Jaeger gives pretty early on in the game that requests that you get 5 scav kills on woods without wearing any chest armor at all. Now, prior to this update, there were a few ways to be able to do this even with chest armor on, because some of the newer chest armors didn't get included on the list of items that were supposed to be omitted and would give you the task rewards anyway, even if you wore them, but that's since been phased out. At least, I think it has been. So my gear loadout that I chose looks like this. For whatever reason, I decided that I was going to wear a rig, but I brought in an Iron Sights carbine mosin that I had looted off of somebody else's body in an earlier raid that happened to have full durability, which means it was likely vendored, or I guess found in a box. And I combined that with a suppressed kedr that I had gotten as a task reward from Prapper from an earlier task, and just a whole bunch of mags, 30 rounders filled with whatever random 9x18 ammo I had laying around. So the idea was to find scavs that didn't have much armor on or anything and then kind of go from there, but things started to take a little bit of a turn. I feel like I did make a couple of mistakes in this, and I'll kind of outline those, but I'm actually super proud with how this raid turned out. I thought I played the vast majority of it very smart. So let's go to the first interaction. You can see where I ended up squaring up on this guy because I heard him shoot a scav about 30 seconds beforehand, and I see him running. Oh, there he is. No fucking way did I just clap him. And because he disappeared over the hill, I thought I might have hit him. Fucking way. There's a little bit of a gully on the other side of that small pine tree that I'm pointing at. Well, kind of off in the distance there. So it seems counterintuitive to try and rush up on this. But in the world of Tarkov, it's all about keeping tempo. You want to be the person setting the pace. So if I keep him on his toes, keep him moving, the idea would be that I'd be able to hear him kind of rustling somewhere on the way up. Be able to react accordingly when I heard him make a move. Yeah, I was going to say, there's no fucking way that I clapped him as he was running. I thought I was behind him. There he is. Now, in this case, I actually ended up leaving myself pretty exposed. I had started using the blind cover pretty well at first. I didn't realize he was as far left as he was, but ended up getting lucky because his aim wasn't as good as it could have been. And luckily for me, he ended up looting a gazelle off of the other scav that he had killed right before I had interacted with him. So that ended up staying in the backpack for the majority of the raid. What was really fun about this raid is that because of how loud the weapons were between the mosin and the SKS fire, it ended up causing a little bit of a dinner bell ring, and we started having some people show up. Now, thankfully, because there's 3 of them, all of the footfalls were masking my footfalls. So it gave me an opportunity to give them a little bit of an element of surprise. Now, the thing that I did here was to try and just get them on guard. And then you notice I pull a very, very long and very far retreat, trying to cut back through the blinds as best as I could. And of course, chat gives them a little tee-hee. I end up stopping here in the bush to kind of look back and see if any of them were going to peek that hole. The idea being that if I could get the shot off, then maybe I could thin their numbers by 1 and kind of disrupt this even further. But they never did. And because they didn't, and because of the direction that they were moving in, it looked as though they were going to kind of say, heck with it, we'll see if this guy rushes us, we'll wait a second. And then my assumption was that they were going to continue to push down that wall. So rather than try and run up on them directly, I figured what I would do is make a really, really long flank out through the field and then see if I could catch them as they ran along the wall past the corner and saw if they maybe would turn the corner and start coming down the roadway, maybe start heading down the road toward the pickup truck extraction on the other side. And because I wasn't sure if I'd end up running into any other opposition, I of course tried to check corners as long as I was moving forward because I am in a pretty open area. You never know. Did you know that? Doing a little bit of stutter sprinting. But anyway, let's move ahead to when I finish the flank and then I start getting ready to line up and see if they're going to come along so that I could set the ambush. So here we are coming up on the road, and I'm wondering if they're going to turn the corner. And just like clockwork, here they come. Yeah, dude, the gun's a throwaway. Of course. It's a throwaway. I just loaded up every mag I had and said, fuck it. We get one clean headshot. We take a second one. Found him! Found him, boys! Crumpled man number 1. Little celebratory woohoo. And then we start moving off in a different direction to try and see if we can get another flank. Doing SNBZ things! Now, in this case, I'm checking to see if they're going to be pushing further left. And again, I'm not sure if they will. And of course, I have the scav camp right behind me. Look at it. So, kind of taking a huge risk here. We end up continuing off to the left. Once I regen enough stamina, we end up kicking off again to the left to see if I can flank around a little bit further. Solid effort. All right? We're giving them what they want. Okay? We're just trying to give the people what they want to see. That's all. Hit him in the chest. Second shot hit him in the chest, and you can see his toes up right there, just in front of the reticle. That's his foot. He's tits up. Now, there was a trio, so we're not sure where the third guy is. And it turns out he actually ended up further back. On my left. So somehow I was able to slip in between them. If he's got an 8, I'm fine. And flank the center. And even though I had split them, the guy behind me wasn't sure. I think this might have been a teammate miscommunication on their part, where I ended up catching that guy in the back only because his partner was supposedly watching the other side. Now, he throws a flashbang, which was pretty smart to try and see if he could get me to move. And he almost got me with it. It was just a little bit off. Oh, in the face! In the face, in the face. In this case, heads-up fight just ended up going my way. Got a little bit lucky, but we were on target. And we caught him. Tell me you love me, boys. Let's go. It was an absolutely great fight, great play. So from here, at this point, I had no body armor on. Hadn't even bothered putting the Gazelle on. And at one point, I realized, I probably could have done that since it was PMCs that I was fighting and not scavs. I could have protected myself. 9x18 tracer round. But I guess we didn't need it. And from here, we go on, and I end up killing the 5 scavs that I needed. And we even went so far as to be able to loot Sturman. Because for whatever reason, whoever killed Sturman never looted his body. So we got 4 PMCs and 6 scavs, just based on some pretty smart gameplay. I wasn't super proud of having fought that one dude out in the open, and I should have gotten caught by the guy that had the SKS, but a little bit of luck worked in my favor, and I was able to capitalize on their mistakes with my own returns. I probably should have put it on. If I had been paying attention, I would have. So anyway, guys, that's what I have for this one. Thanks a lot for checking this out. I kind of like doing these little evaluations on my own gameplay, kind of looking over what I did right, what I did wrong, and if you guys dig this stuff, you know, maybe let me know, and we'll keep going with it. All right? Thanks for watching. Peace.